Chapter 10. The Homecoming. "Is this Iceland?" I asked.
"No,"
Hans replied. He was right. The sun was very hot and the ground was dry. Above our heads was the edge of the crater. This is where the volcano had thrown us out. It was still erupting. Every 10 minutes stones were thrown out. The ground around us was shaking. When I looked down the mountain, I could see tall green trees and little gardens. Below that, I could see the blue waters of a sea or a lake. There were small boats on the water. We seemed to be on an island. In the distance, I could see the shapes of other islands. It was all very beautiful. "We must be in Asia," I exclaimed, "on the coast of India or Malaysia. We have travelled right across the world." After we had rested, we began to climb down the mountain. We descended carefully. After our adventures, we did not want to fall to our deaths. Soon we came to fields full of fruit trees. We picked the fruit and ate it. It tasted wonderful. As we were eating, a small boy appeared. He watched us eating. He looked frightened, but my uncle spoke to him.
"What is the name of this mountain, my boy?"
he asked. The boy did not reply, so my uncle asked the same question in different languages. At last he asked in Italian. "Stromboli," the boy said, and ran away. Now we knew where we were. We were on a volcanic island off the south coast of Italy. We had been thrown out of the famous volcano of Stromboli. The blue waters before us were the waters of the Mediterranean Sea. What a wonderful journey we had made! We had entered the earth through the extinct volcano of Sneffels and returned through the active volcano of Stromboli. We had exchanged the cold of the north for the warmth of the south. We saw houses below us, and we walked on towards the little town. In an hour we reached the port of San Vincenzo. The people were very kind to us. They gave us food and drink. They gave us new clothes, because our old clothes were no more than rags. We were all happy to have completed our journey safely. Even Hans was smiling. After resting at San Vincenzo for 2 days, we took a boat to Messina, then another ship to Marseille in the south of France. From there we took a train through France and into Germany. On September 9th, we finally arrived home in Hamburg. The return of Professor Lidenbrock caused great excitement in Hamburg. Everyone had known of his plans to journey to the center of the earth. Nobody had believed that it was possible. At first they still found it hard to believe, but the fact that Hans was with us changed people's minds, and there was news from Iceland about our journey. My uncle became a great man in Hamburg, and I shared a little in his glory. All our friends welcomed us back. The city held a celebration for us, where the most important people in Hamburg made speeches in our honor. My uncle told the story of our journey. After that he had to tell it again many more times. People seemed to enjoy hearing it. My uncle wrote about what he had seen. Other scientists argued with him. They did not believe such things were possible. My uncle argued with these scientists. He enjoyed himself very much. The only sorrow was that Hans decided to return to Iceland. My uncle wanted him to stay with us in Hamburg, but he refused. He wanted to go home. I was sad too. I loved the big Icelander. He was so calm and sensible. We shook hands for the last time on the ship that took him to Reykjavik, but I will never forget him.